Welcome, dear listeners. This is Jagoda.
And Joanna, and this is podcast Journalists on the Road.
Today we are taking you on an extraordinary journey to one of the most fascinating places in Africa,
Namibia. We would like to welcome our wonderful guests.
So my name is Zrealizowały. I am from Namibia and I study media and journalism.
Fantastic, thank you very much.
My name is Konjeni Ambinga. I am from Namibia and I am a media and journalism technology student.
Okay.
Here is Geronimo Katea, and I'm from the Republic of Namibia, and I'm pursuing journalism and media technology.
It's fantastic that you are all here with us. So let's move on.
Okay, so Namibia is a country full of contrasts, from the vast desert through a picturesque coastline to rich wildlife. Namibia is definitely a place that will stay in your memory.
Stay with us for the next few minutes to learn what makes this country and citizens so unique. So, where exactly are you from?
So for me, I live in the capital city of Namibia, which is Windhoek, but I was born and raised in the northern region of Namibia. I was born in a region called Ohangwena, but then I grew up in the Oshana region, which is also the northern part of Namibia, and in a town called Ongwediva. And yeah, that's basically my upbringing, and yeah, basically.
Okay, thank you.
I am also from the capital city of Windhoek. However, I was born and raised in the Oshikoto region, and I grew up in Tumip, which is known as the garden town of Namibia. Yes.
Okay, that's nice.
Yeah, I grew up from the northern part of Namibia, and our region is called Omsati region. So basically, Namibia is made up of or has 14 political regions, and Omsati is one of those regions where I am originally from, and currently I'm residing in Windhoek as I'm pursuing this study.
Okay, thank you. Can you tell us something about your regions? Something unique about them?
So I would say my region, Ohangwena, okay, I would call my region Ohangwena because that's where I was born. So I believe that's home for me and that's my roots, is very rich culturally, and I would say because we have around 13 ethnic groups in Namibia. I come from the Oshuambo speaking ethnic group. In my region is predominantly occupied by the Oshuambo speaking people, which is my tribe. So it's also quite diverse as we see other tribes that reside in the region. But overall, I would say it's very unified, is very rich traditionally, culturally, because everyone from the city always goes back to home, which is like our roots. And yeah, I would say it's culturally and traditionally rich, and yeah.
Oh, that's wonderful. Thank you.
Okay. Well, something about Oshikoto is it's a very unique place, like any other region in Namibia, but it is also one where one can find the Etosha National Park, which is one of the largest game parks in Namibia. So it boasts quite of a wild, diverse animal system. Many different kinds of animals can be found in the Etosha National Park, and we also have a rich history in terms of kings and queens. It can be considered the place of kings. Yes.
Wow, okay, thank you.
Omsati region is comprised of different tribes, and one of these tribes include Ambaja speaking people, and I belong to this tribe. And apart from this, there also you find also the Korongadis, the Parudis, and the Ngajeras, and the Kwambi, etc. So originally we have got this tribe called Ambaja is deeply rooted in Angola because Namibia borders with Angola, and one of the unique features or character about Omsati region is that the name Omsati, it is referred to the most predominant tree that you find normally in that region, and it has got so many relevance and importance that many people use. Say for instance, it is medicinal. People use leaves for medicines, the bulk as well, and so many other functions. Yeah, so basically that's it.
Okay, thank you. It seems like you have a lot of history to tell us, and we are actually really interested in your architecture and history. Can you tell us something about it? Is it like near to a European one, or it's completely different? Please.
I would say quite completely different from NATO because Namibia was colonized by the German colonial power system, and there was around the, not to give you the wrong dates, but I would say in the 40s, 50s, if I'm not wrong, or even earlier because it's in the beginning of the 21st century. And then after that, the South African regime of the Dutch colony took over, and then a system called apartheid was created, which is the reason why I would say Namibia is also very diverse, because you'd find that we have Namibian Germans, you'd find that we have Namibian people of Dutch descendants, and just quite a diverse country. So yeah, from my side, that's what I'll say.
Okay.
When it comes to architecture, there's still quite a few stunning pieces of architecture that quite resemble or that are remnants from our German colonial era. Like for instance, in the capital city, there's this beautiful building, the Church of, I'm not quite sure of the name, but it dates back to German colonial era, so it still stands and it's in use today, and it's from our colonial era. Then we also have towns like Swakopmund, which are still pretty much reminiscent of the colonial period. If I believe it's considered a mini Europe. When you enter Swakopmund, the buildings are still as old, the streets are still paved with European architecture.
Okay.
And also Lutherits. I think if you look it up, you will see that it's very German. Like,
Okay.
yeah.
Geronimo, do you have something to
while
say?
I agree with them that Namibia has got it's quite diverse in terms of architecture, but if you move further towards the north, so you find that people are residing in traditional houses, and they still maintain that although they try to incorporate modern type of architectures with corrugated irons or zincs, with bricks, but then back in the days we also have our way of preparing our traditional houses, and yeah.
That's really interesting. Can you tell us something about the houses?
So I would say like they are quite different depending on different traditions. Some build with I don't know
Thatched
what
roof.
thatch, and then some with like clay houses, which we build in our traditional homes. Like the walls are of clay, made of clay, mud, and then the roof is thatch. And yeah, mostly. And
Because it's really, really hot. Does it keep cold inside because of the clay and
The clay. Yes, actually, such rooms are a lot more insulated than the ordinary brick layered structured house. So you'd often find that the rooms that are built with clay and have a thatch roof are much more cooler than your normal house, and that's where most families spend their pastimes in the north.
Okay, so what would you say about the tourists which came to Namibia?
Tourism is one of the biggest industries in Namibia. We are known of being one of the countries that is the best or the hotspot to visit when you come to Africa.
Okay.
We have places like Sosusvlei, very, very beautiful. The Tosha National Park, which is where you get to see the big five, the lions, elephants, giraffes, and all these other animals. And yeah, we have one of the oldest deserts in the world. So that's a very nice place to visit, as well as the Skeleton Coast, where you get to see the shipwreck of, it dates back a long time ago. So these are just one of the places to visit when you come to Namibia.
I already want to go. Okay. Okay, if it comes to traveling, do you like traveling?
Yes.
Do you travel a lot, or have you just begun your journey?
I would say I'm not fully there yet, but I'm well traveled. I do travel a lot around my country.
Okay, what
Yes.
about you guys?
For me, this is my first time out of Namibia, but within the corridor of Namibia, I believe I have not seen everything there is yet to see in Namibia, but I have traveled to quite a few places, and can't wait to do more traveling.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I traveled to different places across Namibia. Let me just say all the 14 regions I have traveled to, and I also traveled to some African countries, including Angola, South Africa, Zambia, Botswana. Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. Wow. Okay.
Okay, so when it comes to the traveling, why you choose Poland for your Erasmus?
So before coming here, the professors, Dr. Christian and some other professors visited our university and came to tell us about the program and coming to study here at Axim. So looking into the Polish history, which I had some knowledge of, I thought this would be a good time for me to apply, and I got accepted, and that's how I got here.
Okay,
Yes.
that's fantastic. How did you get the knowledge of Poland?
So I remember years back, the first thing I learned about Poland was the Auschwitz concentration
Yes.
camp,
Yes.
and how the atrocities that had happened. I don't want to get into details with that, but that was what I have known about Poland. So
So the
like-
Second and First World War, right?
not really about the world wars, but
Okay.
just that specific event. So
Okay.
when they came and I was like, Poland, I actually don't know so much about Poland. So I did my research before applying, and I then saw that, okay, I actually want to visit this place. I actually want to come to Poland. And yeah.
That's nice. Thank you.
I think for me, when the opportunity was presented, I was just glad I was presented with an opportunity to travel and see the world, and I just jumped onto it. I just said, I'm gonna go for it.
Okay,
Yes.
that's nice too.
When I was in the primary school, so I learned about Nicholas Copernicus.
Oh yes,
Especially-
famous here.
Yes, so I was aware that it's originally from Poland, and I was so excited that this is an opportunity that perhaps I can give a try to see, and to come to Poland. And then also I studied theology, Catholic theology, and through that opportunity or that study, I also came to know about Maximilian Kolbe, and he's one of the most significant saints also in the Catholic Church, as well as Pope John Paul II.
Yes, true. Very true.
What was your expectations from Poland before you came here?
So initially, and sorry if this is maybe sounds a bit rude, I don't intend for it to sound like that, but there's this stereotype that Polish people don't smile. Or
Yes, that's true. There is like a stereotype like this.
But-
Yes.
coming here, actually, like I thought, okay, I'm gonna just maintain a straight face, because where I come from, it's like mandatory for you to just pass by people, smile. Like smiling is just within us. But then coming here, I thought that was what I would expect. But to my surprise, people initiate the smile, so I freely smile.
No, that's good. Fantastic.
Yeah. So for me, that was the main stereotype that I had about Poland, and also about the cold weather.
Yes.
I thought it was gonna be more extreme, but then I realized because of climate change, the weather isn't there yet, so the cold doesn't really scare me.
Okay, so you're not freezing in winter
Yeah.
right now. Okay.
My expectations of Poland. So yes, after the opportunity was presented to me, I did do a little bit of research, and then I found that Poland has quite a rich history, and Turin itself is a UNESCO world site, so that was really exciting for me, and I just couldn't wait to explore the rich history of Poland, and I didn't disappoint. Like I discover new things about Poland each and every single day. I've seen so much here in Turin already, and it's been exciting.
In Africa, we live as a community life. We live a community life, and by that I mean you find that like one house, you can find more than 7 or 10 people living in the same house, traditionally speaking. And I thought maybe that that's what I will also find this side. But then I found that the lifestyle here is quite different from our traditional way of living. And I thought maybe I was just going to be alone. But then when I came, I was welcomed by many different students, and then we started playing even billard. Yeah, so it was
Yes.
very
That's nice.
interesting. Yeah.
Okay, so I heard that you really like Torun.
Yes.
This is where we are in Axim, in Torun. And now I have a question. Have you been to different cities in Poland?
Yes.
What kind of cities?
So far, I visited Warsaw.
Oh, great.
I
Capital
also
city.
visited Gdansk.
Yes.
And I plan to visit Zakopane because I want to go
Oh,
dry skiing.
that's fantastic.
But yeah, I would hope to visit more towns. So far, those are the only ones. And Torun, obviously.
Okay.
So far I've only been to Warsaw.
Okay, that's good. Capital city, nice.
Yeah, Warsaw, Torun, as well as Gdansk, and it was very, very fascinating for me to be in Gdansk.
Why is that?
We were told about history, the world history, and one of the most famous sea is called Baltic Sea, and I was looking forward to see that sea. So very, very beautiful.
Yes, it is beautiful. I love the sea. Okay. Just changing the topic a little bit,
Yeah.
because we are very interested in your traditional dishes.
Oh.
And can you tell us something about that?
So, coming from the Oshivambo tribe, we have quite a lot of food, like traditional food. We have our main, most of our meals are very nutritional, and
Well, that's fantastic. Actually,
we
really
have
fancy right now.
my favorite, which is the Omahangu pap, Oshifima. We call it Oshifima. It's like a solid porridge, basically, that you eat with. You can have it with beef. You can have it with traditional spinach. You can have it with anything, basically.
Yeah.
So
Even milk, even cow
Okay.
milk. So yeah,
So it's not sweet, right? Because we know
It's very
oatmeal
neutral, yeah.
in Europe like sweet, and you're talking about with veggies and meat.
yeah.
So
You
it's
can have it
completely
with
different.
you can have it with like literally almost anything that
Okay,
complements.
That's really
it.
interesting.
So yeah, I would say that. And then when it comes to drinks, we have traditional beer, which we call omaloduiria. I don't know if that's good
Okay.
to say, or oshikundu, which is one that we drink most of the times. Like if you're at home and you don't wanna eat, you just drink oshikundu and you are satisfied. Like
Okay.
basically,
But is it beer?
it's not beer, but kids can also have it.
Okay, that was my next question. Can kids have it?
Yeah, kids can have it. It's very, very healthy. And yeah, for me, those are one of my favorite dishes. And meat, because we love meat.
Okay.
So beef, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so we are from the same ethnic group, so we do share the same traditional food. But just to add on to that, some of my favorite traditional foods are Oshiwambo chicken. It's a delicacy in the northern part of Namibia, which is known all over Namibia. I believe every Namibian enjoys in this delicacy. And then something very close to my heart is in my language you call it omarongo. In English it's mopane worms. So as it's translated.
Okay.
Yes, as it's translated. And then yeah, that's it. Oh, and tripe, which is cow intestines, the stomach and the.
It's very, very
That's
good.
really
If somebody eats it
Okay,
well.
I trust you. It's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are actually from the same tribe, and what they have
Is there something you really like?
chicken, yes, of course.
Chicken, okay.
Yeah, and beef. Yeah, beef together with pap. Yeah.
Okay, so meat lovers, okay.
Meat lovers.
Yes,
Yeah,
Can't do
okay.
without.
I get you guys,
Big
okay. Sorry, vegetarians. Okay, do you like cooking? Because, we love eating, right? But do
Yeah.
you like cooking?
Yes.
You like cooking? You like cooking? Yeah?
Yeah.
Do you
we
cook
like-
here?
Yes.
Yeah.
We
Yes.
do.
Or do you
We cook.
like buy stuff?
We buy groceries
Like
and we cook,
ingredients?
like ingredients. We buy ingredients. We found that it's more affordable to buy ingredients and prepare the meal yourself instead of
Just
ordering
buying-
food or just buying food.
and- yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
but you're in Poland. So, what's your favorite Polish dish?
Oh, pierogies.
Pierogi. Yeah.
Probably pierogies. I enjoyed them. I just enjoyed them. Eating them was memorable. I won't
That's
forget.
great. Ruskie? What about you?
Mine. So I had it once, and I was fortunate. Our Polish culture teacher invited us to her house for Christmas dinner.
That's lovely.
Christmas Eve dinner, yes. And we had a fish dish. I believe it was trout
Okay.
something, but we had a fish dish, and it was so good. And it was my first time having it, and I kept going back for seconds. It was so good. I was like,
That's nice.
Yeah, it's fish for me that I tasted when we were invited. So it was really delicious and well prepared and very unique compared to the fish that we have in Namibia. Yeah, and the way also it appears on the plate,
It was just
it was
Good.
really, yeah.
Yeah.
best meal so far.
That's nice. And Christmas, that's fantastic. Okay.
Okay, so maybe we will not talk about food more because we get hungry. Okay, so I'm wondering, what does a model of a family look like in Namibia?
families, we are very family oriented in Namibia, and we very big on extended family. So most people grew up in houses where there were grandmothers, aunties, and uncles. For myself, I grew up with my grandparents. I was raised by my grandmother, and I mostly grew up around my aunts, my uncles, my cousins, and everybody sort of exists in one house as a functioning family.
Yeah, like we heard. Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually the notion of auntie and uncle doesn't really exist.
Or
My
cousin.
my mother's sibling is my mother. My
Okay.
yes,
that's
my father's
interesting.
sibling is my father, my mother, and my cousins are my siblings, basically sisters, brothers.
But do you feel more contact with your actual mother than with your auntie, or is it similar?
It depends. The family structure is quite different, so it depends. It depends on who brought you up growing up. I have a deeper connection with my grandmother than I do with my mother because she brought me up, right? And to me, my mother is a secondary mother to me, and my grandmother is my first mother. And for some people, they were brought up by their aunts, and for them that's their primary mother. And,
Okay.
yes.
That's
Yeah.
completely different.
Yeah,
Can you
it's
add something?
very complex, I would say. Like for me, our home setting was just me, my dad, and my 3 siblings. But obviously, we are very close with our extended family. So during the holidays, we go now to our traditional homes, and our traditional homes are quite big. It feels like you are in a whole community. So you can have relatives in one house over 15 just to come together for the festive season, like Christmas, Family Day, New Year, and you just with them. And like Conjeni said, the terms like cousins, auntie, uncle do not exist. We just consider them, our aunties and uncles, as our mothers and fathers, and our cousins as our siblings, sister and brother. So that's basically it. We are very, very close with our extended relatives.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm coming from a royal family, and in the house when I grew up, we were so many, I think close to 50, and it's really a very big family, and with big land where we do produce mahangu.
What's
and
that?
Even
Crop staple like maize.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah, and even the setting up of our traditional houses, you find like kind of departments or divisions. That this side you find it's a place where you can find the rooms for men, then the other side you find the rooms for women, and then the other side you find departments for the kitchen, and then where also the reception area where visitors can be accommodated. So the setup is very it's set up in that design.
It's actually really nice to hear that because, you know, in a world where people actually stop meeting with each other, stop loving each other, you tell us something really beautiful right now. So thank you for that. Okay. Next question we have about how the education system looks. So is it, because in Poland we have primary school, that's 8 years,
Yeah.
and then high school 4 years, and then you graduate and you have university. What about you guys?
Primary school for us is like similar as
7
what you
years.
said. 7 years.
8.
8 years.
Yeah,
Yes, 8 years.
Okay. 8 years.
And then the other 4 years now is secondary school and then university. So Namibia has free education for primary and secondary students, although we do face like there's some challenges with rural communities when it comes to the education system and not attaining the basic level of education as others would, or just to be having that privilege to have a comfortable setup of the education. Overall, I think it's very good because everyone can afford to go to school. And then with university, I would say it's kind of the most expensive, I would say, in terms of just the tuition fee. I will even compare to here, like tuition fees here are more affordable
Yeah.
than tuition fees back at home. And in terms of literacy rate, Namibia has a high literacy rate that is over 91% of people are literate in Namibia. Yeah.
Do you have
That's
like
what
famous writers that you can tell us about?
Gwen Lister, one of the famous journalists in Namibia. Yeah, I can say that one.
What about you guys?
Famous Namibian writers.
What can you add? Maybe someone you like or something about the system?
I'll start off with a favorite writer of mine. A favorite Namibian writer is Martha Mokaiwa. She writes short stories and also like novel type books on her traveling journeys across the globe. So she's been a favorite of mine for a long time. And then something about our education system, it's that it's the challenge between the rural and urban areas is great in terms of the quality of education that is received in the urban areas doesn't very much reach the children in the rural areas. It's a long way to go, but I believe we are on the right track. We'll get there.
That's
Yes.
nice. Good. Good vibe. Okay.
When I was in Gdansk, I took an Uber, and the driver was saying, "Oh, you are speaking good English compared to me." So this isn't just to say that English for us is
An official.
official language.
Yeah.
So kids are taught English from lower primary school until university level.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just together.
So you can coexist like in different cities in Europe and in America. That's really fantastic. Just like
Yeah.
us in Poland. That's
Yeah.
nice. What if it comes to Polish language? Do you know a little bit of Polish?
Yes.
Do you do you learn Polish?
Yes, we learn Polish. My favorite class is Polish culture.
Oh, that's
So
nice.
we did some Polish language. I can introduce myself in Polish.
Oh, can you try?
Yes, I can say dzień dobry.
Dzień dobry.
Nazywam się Sunny. Jestem z Namibii. Dziękuję bardzo.
Oh, that was fantastic. That's so nice. What about you guys? Do you like Polish?
I love Polish. It's a very hard language to grasp.
Oh, yeah.
But
it
I
is.
love it. I love
Okay.
the annotations. But it's hard. All I've mastered so far is dziękuję, dzień dobry, and that's
Dziękuję.
about it.
Przepraszam.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can we say kochamy Polskę?
Kochamy Polska.
Okay,
Kochamy
on three.
Polskę.
1, 2, 3.
Kochamy
Kochamy
Polskę.
Polskę. Yeah, babe. Okay. So, we are literally at the end of our podcasts. And so, thank you very much for joining us for this brief journey through Namibia with Sunny, Konjeni, and Geronimo.
And we hope to inspire you to discover this magical place on the world map. And to finish, we leave you with the sound of African wildlife. This was Jagoda.
And Joanna.
On
See
to-
you next
Time.
time. Bye.
All of the things I'm talking, not they, yeah. Try what you not do if you're not the fair. My mind they tell me to disappear, yeah. So come and help me, cause I don't pray, my man, I don't pray, come on man, I can't stay for one place, for God's sake, my day. Don't take my fear away from they are talking shit, what them no getting me? See you for watching me. I put up my eyes, ten shot, touch good. I cry, offshore, got my dreadlocks. Believe me, I don't pray, Mohammed, I don't break. Come on, babe, I can't stay for one place, for God's sake, my babe, come and teach me.